You can do the invocation. You'll do the invocation. The invocation.
I will.
Okay. Call this meeting to order. If you please rise. Supervisor Brotherton will do the invocation, and then Supervisor Moss will lead us in the pledge.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we come before you with thanksgiving hearts for all of your blessings, for this a new year that you've given us to do your work. We ask, Lord, that you guide us and direct us and give us wisdom in all of our decision-making, that we might fulfill those things that are pertinent to the welfare and well-being of the people in Mohave County. For these things, we give you the praise. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to call for an executive session to be held on January 21st, 2014 at 9 a.m. for discussion and consultation with legal counsel in accordance with ARS 38-431.03.
So moved.
Second the motion?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passed. Are there any committee and/or legislative reports? Well, I have something. I have a couple of announcements. First of all, our Congressman, Paul Gosar, will be holding a town hall on January 21st, which is a Tuesday, at 7 p.m. right here at this Board of Supervisor auditorium. And it will be streamed live, and then it will be put up on our website. So if you haven't ever heard our Congressman speak, he does a fantastic presentation, very informative, and I hope that we have a very good turnout for that. The second thing I want to talk about is we're going to be putting together in the county some kind of wellness program. We're a little late to the game here. Most counties around the country already have some kind of wellness program. And for those of you who heard the presentation last month from Erin Collins and Associates, we still have no idea what's coming down the pike with Obamacare and how that is going to affect this county. So how I think is that we can control the things that we can control, like our health. And I'm going to give it to you guys straight. We are not a healthy county at all. And I learned this the hard way. I'm the chairman of the SIREBT Trust Fund, which is we are a self-insured trust. And I had heard from a lot of employees that you want better benefits. I've been listening. You want better benefits, and you don't want to pay more. And the only way that could happen is if we are a healthier county. I have been told that one of the reasons that we couldn't join in on other self-insured trusts is because we have the kind of illnesses the county has are of a higher cost nature. You know, we have diseases that are because of obesity, because of smoking, all these things that we can actually take a little control over. So I did a lot of research, and there's a lot of different ideas out there, and throwing money at it isn't exactly the best way to go about it. So I have come, and we have had a committee here, and we've come to the conclusion that the most we can do is kind of give instruction on nutrition and what we can put into our bodies. So on October 1st, a group of us, 6 of us, myself, Cindy Cox, the treasurer, Yvonne Orr, Bob Prince, Cher Branson, we did a program where we worked with a nutritionist, and for lack of a better word, we went on a plant-based diet. And I'm going to tell you that it worked. Not only did we all lose weight, but we all feel much healthier. And it's not just about losing weight and feeling healthier. It's just about the choices that we make. And that's all I believe that we can do, is give you the information and then leave it up to you and how you want to live your lives. I would never tell anyone how to live lives. but we could help if anybody wants the help. So in the weeks ahead, you'll be hearing it through your departments, through the Human Resources Department, how we're going to do this. We're still putting together the details, but I personally, I would never ask anyone to do something that I didn't personally do. I lost 15 pounds, I got off a medication, and I've never felt better. So if you want to know how I did it, and you want to know how everyone else did it, just come and ask, and we'll help you. So again, you can speak to people in Human Resources, and there'll be more contact people in the weeks ahead. So I just wanted to put that out there, that we're thinking about the future and thinking about the employees. Do we have a county manager's report?
No report today, Madam Chairman.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes for the August 5th, 2013 Board of Supervisor meeting.
So moved.
Second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, we have our call to public. Call to public, those wishing to address the board at the call to public regarding matters not on the board agenda must fill out and submit to the clerk a call to the public request to speak form. But we do not have anybody signed up today. So does anybody want to say something? Okay, we'll move on. Today, we have a presentation by Mr. Dick Whittingham. He's the president and CEO of the Northern Vertex Mining Corporation, which owns the Moss Mine in Bullhead City. And that is in my district, and I'm so pleased and honored that he came here. The Moss Mine has been an incredible addition to our town and to our county.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes. And Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you, honorable members of the Board of Supervisors. I do just want to give you an update of what's been going on and some of the challenges that we're facing in this new year. I think last year was an incredible year. I think this time last year, the company was running its operations out of the garage of our general manager in Bullhead City. And today, I think, as most of you know, we have an office, we have a staff, we have a heap leach operation that's working on site at the Moss Mine, and several of you have actually visited the site. We've also made some contributions, we hope, to the communities in terms of building bridges, opening up channels, hopefully inspiring some people from the educational side, and also trying to ensure that there's a legacy left in the district to celebrate the tremendous history that you have in this area, and something that I guess we feel, coming from the outside, maybe we see a little bit of history that people on the inside don't see, but we certainly feel it's a tremendous history that you have in this area, and one that we are happy to help celebrate, and we're certainly looking at doing that in Bullhead City, as you know, with the Bullhead City Cultural and Historical Center. The Moss Mine itself had a very interesting year last year. We went into production. It was a hive of activity going through July, August. It has scaled down since then. The mining has stopped. What we call the crushing, agglomerating, and placing the mineralization on the heap has stopped. We're now just basically a heap leach, applying our solution and recovering gold. We are in the process of recovering gold, and we'll be doing that over the next 6 months, but it is a slow process. It doesn't come out overnight. And then also the markets, as I think those of you who are following the gold market, has not been kind to gold companies, and certainly junior companies like ourselves are definitely facing an uphill battle here in terms of the market. We do have to go to the markets over the next 3 to 6 months. That's basically going to be my job, looking to raise 30 to 35 million to keep the Phase 2 project going full speed ahead. Right now it's sort of on the ready lot, ready to move out. But until we do succeed with that financing, we are having to be obviously very prudent, very careful, and make sure that what we're doing is fully fulfilling all of our permits and obligations to the county and to the Arizona state itself. So the focus right now is on essentially engineering for phase 2, on recovering as much gold as we can from the heap, moving into the markets to raise funding to keep us alive and well, and also to keep focusing on our community activities, which have been such a cornerstone of the work we've done. We've had tremendous support, and I want to thank everybody for their support. John Masterson is our Chief Information Officer, and again, I encourage anyone amongst yourselves and frankly anyone in the communities who has questions, please do contact John. Anyone who wants a site visit, please do contact John. We do have an open door policy. We want to see as many people as possible visit the site. We want to explain what we're doing so there's no mystery out there in the hills over behind Bullhead City. We want everyone to know what's going on. So that's essentially the update. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Whittington. Supervisor Moss and I attended a ribbon cutting over at Mohave High School a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe. Can you tell us what that was all about?
Absolutely. In August, when the governor came and did the ribbon cutting for the pilot plant phase 1 of the Moss Mine, those of you that were at the lunch probably remember I threw a bit of a gauntlet down to Riley and the educational folks at Mohave High School that in 10 to 15 years' time, we'd like the general manager of the Moss Mine to have been essentially educated in Bullhead City, get a mining engineering, geology degree, come back, and essentially become the general manager of the mine. Riley and his team took us up on that, which was great. One thing led to another, and we were clearly interested in providing something more than just words. We wanted to leave, if you like, a bit of a visible legacy to what we were trying to do, and the Earth Science Center at Mohave High School was an obvious choice for us in terms of sponsoring that, to provide kids today with what we think is a very needed understanding of the earth sciences. We did move through that, and John Masterson managed that for us with the school, with all of the people involved. And on December the 18th, we were very fortunate that the congressman was able to come down and essentially ribbon cut that facility. And that facility, we now believe, will be hopefully an inspiration for some of the kids at the high school that, hey, it's cool to go into the earth sciences, it's cool to go into mining, this can be a good career. It's a career that can take you around the world, but it can also bring you right back to Bullhead City as general manager of the mine, and that's really what we were looking at trying to inspire. I think it went very well. I'm hoping that some of the kids in the audience that day will look at what's happened and see it's made a difference in their lives, and then hopefully they can make a difference in other people's lives, and so it gets passed on.
And as part of that new lab, you also, the company purchased all the new textbooks, correct?
Yes, we purchased the textbooks, the computers, we provide rock samples. Some of our staff have provided some lectures. Heaven forbid I've even offered to go and give a lecture myself, but I guess you're allowed to do that if you've just opened up an Earth Sciences Center. But anyway, no, we're very excited about the whole thing, and very rewarding experience for everybody involved.
Well, thank you very much. That's my district, and I know we were just thrilled and honored that you thought enough to do that, and all the things that you have done for our county and our cities. Thank you very much.
Happy to do it, and thank you again for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we are on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda, items 5 through 35 will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion, minus any items pulled for discussion. So do we have any items that we'd like to pull?
I don't have any.
I have none.
Madam Chair, I would like to pull items 11 and 34.
11 and 34. And we're going to pull 26 and 22. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, I move to improve the consent agenda accepting items 11, 22, 26, and 34.
No. Minus those.
I'll second the motion.
Accepting, that means.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Learned something new. All right.
Accepting with an EX, excuse me.
Oh, accepting, okay. Do I have a second?
I second
I
the
second the
Okay,
motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion's carried, and now we're to number 11. Sitting as the Board of Directors for the Mohave County Flood Control District, approve the award to McCormick Construction under Job Order Contract 13-PS08 to perform channel maintenance work on the Mohave County Flood Control District, Bullhead Laughlin Airport Flood Protection Project, Reach 601, for a not to exceed fee of $199,459.86, and authorize the Director of Development Services to issue the notice to proceed. The work will be paid from the existing maintenance fund budgeted for the Mohave County Flood Control District Channel Maintenance Program.
Madam Chair, I had this pulled only for purposes of abstaining from the vote as I have a potential conflict.
Okay, and so he steps aside, or we just go and, I'll entertain a motion to accept this.
I make a motion, we accept.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 22, approve staff's recommendation to provide credit, debit card account accessibility via automated teller machine, ATM, by using the City of Tucson Cooperative Automated Teller Machine, ATM, contract number 130792, with Automated Financial, LLC, Chandler, Arizona, on behalf of the Recorder's Department. I pulled this because I think it's something that people should know about, and I've asked the Recorder, or if Procurement wants to come and talk about it. We'll have Carol Meyer come first.
Good morning, Chairwoman and Supervisors. We wanted to have an ATM machine here because in my department, along with the Treasurer's Office, it's cash or check. So if people have credit cards, we have to send them up the street, and then they have to come back. So we asked Procurement to check into it, and then they can give you the particulars on what they have, the research they have done.
Okay.
But we're all for it. I'm into the 20th century.
Morning, Chairwoman Angus and the rest of the Board of Supervisors. What we did when we got this request from the Recorder's Office was to look at what we already had on contract. We have the banking services, so we checked with them to make sure that it wouldn't be in conflict of the current contract, and they didn't have any issue with it. They don't do standalone ATMs. We also checked with Point and Pay, who does our electronic processing, and they also don't do this type of a service, so they were fine with it. We also looked at what cooperative contracts were available to us, and after some detailed research, we determined that the City of Tucson contract would be most advantageous to us. It actually, there's a set user fee that anybody that uses the machine is going to pay, and the county will get a portion of that, and I'm trying to find the numbers on here right now. Okay, the surcharge is $3.50, and 60% of that surcharge will come back to the Mohave County for the use of it in our lobby. And from what I understand, we've already made sure that where they want it located, which is in the Recorder's downstairs office, kind of back behind where the security is right now, that there is connectivity in there, and that the Recorder's Office is going to be the person maintaining this contract.
Okay, so it's for convenience for both the public and our employees.
Correct. I mean, anybody can use it, it's just that you are going to have to pay that convenience fee that's set up, which is pretty standard in the industry. They have ATMs located all over the state of Arizona offices, as well as most universities, they carry them now. So it's become standard, to have them there as a convenience to both the public as well as our employees.
Is there a minimum? I mean, do they have sort of a level that if they're not meeting it, then it's not worth it for them, or is it just
Well,
whatever they
we
do?
did ask the recorder to provide some usage numbers, what they anticipated, and they had said, I think it was 30 to 50 that they may have. And I don't know if that's what got them in the door, that they would be willing to place a machine there. But I'm sure that over time, if it doesn't meet a certain minimum, they may consider pulling it.
Okay.
So, okay. Did
Any
you have any other
questions?
questions?
Okay, and when is this going to start? When are they going to bring it?
First of all, we have to send back a letter to the contracted provider stating that we are going to be piggybacking on the contract, and then we'll work out the logistics on when it will get here.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve item number 22.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 26, acknowledge receipt of and refer to Public Works for review and recommendation a petition filed pursuant to Mohave County Ordinance 92-3 to have included in the Mohave County Tertiary Road Maintenance System portions of the roads within Meadview Unit 9 to include Drifting Sands Drive, Glenwood Drive, Crestview Drive, Deadwood Drive, Parkview Drive, Bradshaw Street, Sandy Point Drive, Pierce Ferry Way, Sandview Drive, located in the Meadview area. We have somebody signed up to speak to this, Mr. Jack Newell. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, I'm Jack Newell from Meadview.
Your
And
address?
Right off, I want to thank Joy for guiding me in the direction I should be going. I hope I can accomplish this. I have given you all a letter there. I'd like to read it because I'm too uptight to speak extemporaneously. Some of the things I'd like to point out, I've spoken with Steve Lutowski and his group, and this is the direction I was told to go. I'm thanking you for considering this. Boy, I'm lost for words already. I'd like to read this. This unit was established and accepted by the planning director, Richard Maggio, on September 29th, 1972. This may not mean it was approved, I guess, as most officials say it was never accepted. There are several reasons for asking that this subdivision be maintained by the county. And on my application or my petition, I asked for several roads to be involved in this, and the normal petition only allows for one road. But there are a total of 379 lots, mostly 1 acre in size. 32 have some type of improvement, be it homes or garages or so forth. And the most important reason is the safety of the residents. The only county service available to these property owners is an occasional visit from the Mohave County Sheriff's deputies for various reasons, or for folks from the P&Z for violations. The present tax received by the county averages $25 for bare or vacant land. This equates to around $9,500 annually. These lots with homes or improvements go anywhere from $50 to $300. These are just to the county funds, not to any other reason. The taxing has been going on since 1972. How much money do you suppose has been collected in taxes for these properties in that time, and what has this money done for the taxpayers? Apparently it's gone to subsidize various projects that benefited the county. It certainly hasn't been used to improve the subdivision Grapevine Mesa where Unit 9 is located. When this unit was laid out and accomplished, condition of the streets and roads met the present-day requirements of the county in regards to the tertiary maintenance requirements. It has, in the meantime, degraded some, but not much. There are small shrubs in the right-of-way that could be eliminated the first time a grader blade met them. A small car is required, can operate on these roads without getting stuck. The roads have remained in very good condition considering the timeline since they were made. And there are 2 problem areas involving drainage, but the county surveyor knows about them and they could be managed. Emergency services do not have much to direct them to an incident where they are needed. A fire could be obvious day or night, but an emergency medical call is another thing. The medical people have to have some guidance to the scene, as there are very few road signs left to give them any direction. All lots have designated addresses. Most of the phones do have addresses at the driveway, but no street names. I feel the property owners in this unit deserve and need this maintenance on their roads. With this improvement, the county may experience an increase in building permits, as this would definitely improve the conditions for prospective homers to live with.
Thank you.
That's it.
Is there any questions?
I have a question for the county manager. This came from Public Works, so has Public Works reviewed any of these roads or anything to see that they meet the qualifications that's required to take it into tertiary maintenance?
Madam Chairman, Supervisor Brotherton, I have Steve Latowski here. I would like to point out, however, that this item is to acknowledge the receipt of the petition
Right.
and refer it to staff so that we can work with the people to determine what's necessary to bring these roads, ensure that these roads are brought up to county standards so that they could be considered by the county. And the particular statute that this is being presented under is the state's maintenance statute, which requires that the roads be brought up to at least county standards at no cost to the county. And we're looking at, I believe, a tertiary maintenance requirement.
Okay, well, in that light, I'm just going to make a motion that we accept this and acknowledge the receipt for the Public Works to review and make a recommendation for the petition filed pursuant to Mohave County Ordinance 923 to have included in the Mohave County Tertiary Road Maintenance System portions of the roads within Meadview Unit 9 to include Drifting Sands Drive, Glenwood Drive, Crestview Drive, Deadwood Drive, Parkview Drive, Bradshaw Street, Sandy Point Drive, Pierce Ferry Way, Sandview Drive, located in the Meadview area, and they will come back then with a recommendation for us.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll second the motion.
I have a question, if I could, a clarification, because I heard a reference to $9,500 of property tax coming out of this subdivision, and my recollection was that property tax does not pay for road maintenance, that they're independent of each other. It's actually the gasoline tax which pays for road maintenance. Does that also include for the tertiary road maintenance program?
Madam Chairman, Supervisor Moss, that's correct.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank you very much.
Motion carried. Next up, number 34, appoint Christy Ravitch, did I say that right? As Chief Deputy Recorder at Range 20, Step 2, brought by the Mohave County Recorder.
Yes, Madam Chair, I pulled this item only for purposes of reminding the county administrator that there's no salary stated within that particular agenda item.
My apologies.
And I looked in the backup and I didn't see it either.
Yes. I will, Madam Chairman, Supervisor Moss, one of the things that I try not to do is when an elected official puts an item on the board, unless we're specifically requested to do so, from a staff's perspective, my staff doesn't add any information to that particular board item. And I've ensured, as you can see on one of my item that's going on, the Human Resources Director, that information was included. But I don't know if staff should have the liberty to modify an elected official's board item.
This is what the reason I asked, I think it was like a month ago, maybe a little longer, to have that salary stated there, is I would say that 99% of the public who are reading agendas have no idea what Range 20 Step 2 means. It's Greek to them. And so if we want to give the public notice of what the county employees are making, I think it actually should be placed on the agenda item. if it'll make it easier, I can bring this item, not this specific item, but the issue of declaring salaries prior to a board vote within the actual agenda for a board vote at the next meeting. Have it agendized.
Madam Chairman, Supervisor Moss, I certainly will comply with your wishes without that occurring and ensure that all board items that come in front of the board regarding employment and salaries do specify that. And please accept my apologies for not doing that.
And this is the first time I've caught you, Mike, so I'm not upset. What I'm saying is we're trying to be more transparent and more communicative with the public, and that means that sort of information has to be included within the agenda.
Okay, Carol Meyer would like to come up and speak to that.
I have that information. The salary is $54,288.
Thank you very much, Carol.
Thank you. Okay, entertain motion?
I move that we approve the appointment of Christy Rayevich as Chief Deputy Recorder at Range 20, Step 20, at the salary previously enunciated by Recorder Carol Meyer.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Up next is our public hearings. I open the public hearing on item number 36, discussion and possible action for the adoption of Board of Supervisor Resolution number 2014-004, revised manufactured home and recreational vehicle park plan and the petition of exceptions for Sunshiner's manufactured home and recreational vehicle park on assessor's parcel number 402-63-051 in the Arizona Strip vicinity, Mohave County, Arizona. This was before the P&Z Commission, and it did pass 9-1. With the additional stipulation that the jurisdictional fire department review and approve before proceeding and make the applicants aware that they will be required to apply for permits for any new improvements in the park. Motion?
You may want to close the public.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing.
Make a motion to approve item number 36 with the additional stipulation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. To our regular agenda. Number 37, discussion and possible action, approve the recommendation of the county administrator to appoint Ken Cunningham to the position of Mohave County Human Resources Director effective January 6, 2014, at an annual salary of $90,000, which is at a range 29 between steps 3 and 4.
I make a motion that we approve this position at $90,000, range 29, step 3 and 4.
I second that, and I will also say that I've heard many good things about Mr. Cunningham.
I have too. Very
Okay,
good.
we have a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome, Mr. Cunningham. Number 38, discussion and possible action regarding to appoint Board Chairman Hildy Angus to the following chairman appointments. 1, Fill the Gap Committee. 2, Designated Planning Agency. 3, Mohave County Committee on the Justice System, and consideration and possible action to either reappoint or amend current board member appointments.
I move that we appoint the Board Chairman Hildy Angus to the following chairman appointments. 1, Fill the Gap Committee. 2, Designated Planning Agency. 3, Mohave County Committee on the Justice System, and that we leave all other board members' appointments the same.
I second the motion.
And I'm very sorry, Hildy, you're going to be very busy.
Well, first you have to explain to me what these things do, but other than that, I'll be fine. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 39, I believe.
Thank you, Chairman Angus. What I'd like to do on item number 39 is table this item until the next meeting. So
Range 20.
Supervisor Johnson has an opportunity to address this item. As I understand it, he's chairman of the Quad State organization that has worked for years on the tortoise issue. So that's the reason why I'd like to go ahead and table this item until the meeting after next.
Okay, so is that in the form of a motion?
Yes, that's motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, and that's it.
Madam
Oh, yeah,
Chairman, I want to make this meeting just a few minutes longer. Item 34, I've just received a note from the clerk that I may have misspoke, and I wanted to check with Mr. Ekstrom to see if it's possible that I could readdress it. Apparently, I swapped Range 20 Step 2 for Step 20 Range 2, and I think we need to restate that to clarify it. That's one of the
Madam
reasons I
Chairman,
like
Mr. Moss.
salaries better.
I think for the record, you can simply restate that on the record without going through motions for reconsideration.
Madam Chairman, with your indulgence, I would like to restate my motion regarding the appointment of Christy Reyes as Chief Deputy Recorder, and that was to be at Range 20, Step 2, at the salary enunciated by Recorder Carol Meyer.
Okay? Do we have to have a vote on that? Yes. Okay, second.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And is that all? Anything else?
She may have broken the county bank if we
Aye.
had let it stand the way it was.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
That's all.
Wow.